So we have an exciting, we've had an exciting couple of weeks. Over the last 4 weeks, we have onboarded 2 brokerages with a third on the way. Our first brokerage was on May 15th. We welcomed the team from Century 21 Home. Let's give them a round of applause. Century 21 Home is based out of Chino Hills. Nigel Wood was the previous broker. He has joined our team. Let's welcome Nigel. Nigel's son, Andy, is here today. Let's give Andy a round of applause. And we've actually had a lot of our Century 21 Home team members come down and join us for today. So let's thank them for coming all the way down to Oceanside. So, if you guys are in Chino and you guys want an amazing office to work out of for the day, or you're down there for meeting with some clients, the office in Chino is fire. It's amazing, it's gorgeous, it's spacious. There's some amazing agents down there. You absolutely need to stop by and check it out. On June 1st, we were back at it, okay? And we partnered and we merged with Century 21 Home and with Century 21 Right and Now. So let's welcome Century 21 Right and Now. All right, so on June 1st, Century 21 Right and Century 21 Now joined our brokerage. 72 amazing agents have come on board as part of that acquisition. Century 21 Right is based out of Temecula. We already had an office in Temecula, and so we're in the process of transitioning all of those amazing agents over to our Temecula office. We have Murrieta, we have Menifee. Stand back, perfect. And all of those agents are working to transition into one of our current offices in that area over the next month to 4 to 6 weeks. Century 21 Now is based out of Corona, and we actually had quite a few people from Corona come down here today, so let's give everybody from Temecula a round. So as you guys can see, we're really busy, and I always touch on this because when I talk with agents, they're like, hey, it's really cool to be a part of a company that's growing. Would you guys all agree? Yes. But a lot of people, they're like, well, why should I really care that you're growing? And the reality is the bigger we can grow, I'm just gonna shoot it to you straight, the bigger we can grow, the more support services we can offer to all of our amazing agents, loan officers, property management. We can really offer a tremendous amount of support to all of our team members. As of right now, we have 52 employees that are at your back right now. You guys have them in your sales. They're your wind. They're going to help you look good from a marketing perspective. They're going to make sure that your transactions are moving smoothly, whether it's TC, escrow, processing on the loan side. 52 employees is a big company, guys. So you have a lot of support. Part of that support actually grew over the last 30 days. As you can imagine, when we bring in close to 150 additional agents, you probably need to increase the number of team members supporting that agent base. So if you wouldn't mind, go to the next slide. We have some new team members that I'd like to welcome to the team. So first up, we have Jackie Landry out of the Corona office. Let's give her a round of applause. Where are you at, Jackie? There she is right there. So Jackie has been the office manager out of the Corona office for how long?
16 years.
16 years. 17 years, but who's counting? Jackie is going to be joining our team as one of our real estate coaches, okay? What does that mean? She's still in the Corona office, she's still helping agents out of the Corona office, but in addition to that, she's gonna plug into our coaching team and help agents beyond just the Corona office, okay? Next one on the list is Kevin Corson. Let's give him a round of applause. Kevin has been the office manager out of the Temecula office for how long?
I've been there 14 years. I've been manager 4 years.
Awesome. Kevin is also joining our coaching team. So we got 2 additional coaches out of the Century 21 Right and Now acquisition, which is, I'm telling you guys, that is such a huge value to us because as we grow, we need more and more people to be able to answer just basic questions for all of our agents. As part of the Century 21 Home acquisition, we actually brought Nigel on, and Nigel's with us, and he's going to be also joining our real estate coaching team. So let's give him a round of applause. We have Colleen Atkins out of the Corona office. She was doing compliance for the Century 21 Now team, and we, with the additional agents, we have a lot more transactions coming through. So Jan, our compliance officer, she needs help. Colleen has joined the team, and she's going to be helping Jan in reviewing all of the real estate transactions and making sure that you guys get paid as fast as possible, okay? All right. Kimberly White. Colleen, if you're watching, everyone's clapping. Kimberly White. Kimberly White actually joined our lending team. As we scale our lending business, we decided we needed a loan officer assistant. Loan officer assistant is going to be a position that services and works with all of our loan officers to collect all the documents that are necessary as part of the loan process, package them up, and hand them off to our processing team so we don't miss a beat. It's going to streamline how our loans are processed. So really excited for Kimberly White. Tony Hasty. Tony Hasty is an escrow officer. She used to work with us when we were Full Realty Services back in the day. She has rejoined the family. She comes from the independent escrow side of the business. As part of the acquisition with Century 21 Right, and now we actually acquired an independent escrow division. It's called Diamond Valley Escrow. It's been around forever. The Wrights actually owned it back in the day. So we now have an independent escrow arm, which means that we can actually service escrows that are outside of our brokerage, meaning we don't have to necessarily be on one side of the transaction like we have previously had to be. We can service agents from outside of the brokerage, which is a big win for us. But quite frankly, it just kind of elevates our game, and we're working to roll that out across the rest of our escrow branches. And I just stole some of Kelly's thunder, and I apologize in advance. Yep.
That was her whole script.
That was her entire script. She's like, thanks a lot, Pete. Appreciate.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Yeah. Good luck. So then we have Liz Ponce out of the Chino Hills office. She was doing escrow for them. She's staying with us. She's going to continue to offer amazing escrow service to all the agents out of our Chino office. Grant Myatt. Okay, you might recognize the name. His mom's name rhymes with Schmerin, and his dad's name rhymes with Odd. But he's not Odd. His name's Todd. And Grant joined us on the recruiting team, and I'm not going to lie, guys. Recruiting is tough. How many of you guys get recruiting calls? All right, come on. Like, you don't have to lie to me. Okay? So you guys get recruiting calls. How many of you guys are like, really, dude? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you really going to try to get me? They don't have skills.
That's when you're supposed to raise your hand.
Yes. Like, actually, they're really good. No. So Grant joined the team, and since he started, he's gotten one appointment a day.
Wow.
The guy has never recruited. Since he started, he's gotten one appointment a day, which means he's hungry.
But he also has Karen calling for him. Telling him who to call.
Yeah, Karen is closing, so thank you, Karen. No, Grant is doing a great job, and he's a huge asset to the recruiting team. We're really excited to have him. And then last on the list is Kat Hill. She's out of our Temecula office. She's been running admin out of that office for a while. She's going to stay with us, and she's probably going to be transferring over to one of our other offices once we transition away from Temecula. So really excited to have Kat. Let's give Kat a round of applause.
Are they here? Grant and Kat?
No, Grant and Ken aren't here. They're at their offices, hitting the pavement work. All right, so those are all the additions. That's a lot of people that we've added on. I want to take a second now, and I just want to talk a little bit about our affiliated businesses. Okay, so as you guys all know, we offer escrow. I obviously spoil the surprise. I'm going to invite Kelly up here in a minute. We have 21st Century Lending. We have 21st Century Property Management, and we have Century 21 Commercial. So I'm just going to have each of them come up. I just wanted them to give you a little bit of information on what's going on in their worlds, what's going on in the space, specifically for property management and for commercial, and talk a little bit about that. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Kelly. Come on down. Woo!
Hi, like Keith said, my name is Kelly. I am manager for our escrow department division. This is Julie.
Hi everyone.
Hey, Julie.
She is out of the Chino office. Keith said most of everything he was going to have me say, so I will keep this short and sweet. We are very, very excited to have the addition of an independent escrow office, so we have even more value that we can offer clients and customers if maybe they don't have a party to our company that's a party of the transaction. Now we can service them too, which is amazing, and Tony is the escrow officer out of that office. And also the Chino Hills office, and that's where Julie has moved to. We're very excited to have Liz as part of our team there too. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to chat, Julie and I will be here for the rest of the morning.
And I want to thank everybody, and they can't hear me on Zoom, but will you thank everybody, because last month we did some math, 93% of our agents use our in-house escrow.
But Keith was saying that 93% of our agents have used our escrow for their transactions last month. So we did just want to thank you guys for trusting us. We appreciate that. We don't take that trust lightly. And if there's ever anything you guys need, if there's a question, a concern, a pat on the back to anybody, our ears are always open. So it's our inbox. So feel free to call or email whenever. And we thank you guys. We appreciate you all. From our property management.
All right. Well, this is the most people we've ever had in this office, so it's great. It's great. This is where the property management is headquartered out of, back here in the corner. So it's nice to have everybody here. Just a couple things on property management. So as a reminder, we've got a $500 referral fee for anybody that refers property management to us. Our kind of core areas are still Inland Empire, from Hemet, Oceanside to Hemet, and then North San Diego County. And we're excited to announce that we are adding now our first new region. So we can pretty much cover all of San Diego now. With the addition of United Brokers, we're able to cover pretty much all of San Diego County for referrals, and we're able to cover Corona. So the Corona area, around there, we can now start taking referrals and provide property management in those areas. So that is a huge step forward for us on the property management side.
Hi, I'm Ted Caligiuri. I'm the Director of Commercial here for Century 21. I am also based here in Oceanside, but just to give you an idea, we do commercial throughout our network. So just this week, I was taking listings in Oceanside, showing property in Barstow, San Diego, downtown San Diego, and Los Angeles. So that's where we want to do our business. The other unique thing is I've been in this position in a residential brokerage with Coldwell Banker before, now with Century 21, for well over 20 years. There's no commercial deal except a funeral home. Recently somebody asked me about a funeral home. It's the only thing I haven't done. So we do a lot of land development deals, commercial development, residential development, all kinds of different deals. So one of the important things I want most of our agents to understand is commercial is a very different bird. So we are setting ourselves up so that if you want to do commercial, we want you on our team if you're totally interested in it. The key is most commercial agents operate only in commercial. So what we'd like to do in rural areas, that's not an issue, but in general, we'd like to recruit people to our team who are really dedicated to doing it. The biggest challenge is your income while you're getting it done. The cycle time in commercials much longer. Hopefully the deals are much bigger. So we're instituting now that we'd really like everybody who wants to do commercial to get trained. We have a 40-hour training program that we'll direct you to in Century 21, and that is free. So it's 40 hours of training for you to get your feet wet and do the work. We pay 25% referrals to you as agents for your referrals. We'd like you to hand those referrals over to us as soon as possible, because if you just understand how different commercial is, every one of those commercial guys is a pure commercial agent. If your client's talking to you and you don't have answers for them, they're going to turn around and get the right answers from somebody else, not us. Okay, and you're not going to get the referral. So it's definitely a good idea. And what I've found is incredibly good is when I put you on the phone with your client and me, every time I do that, you tell me afterwards, you call me up and you say, that was amazing. I learned so much in a very short time. So just understand I'm a great resource here. I'm not free, I'm an agent just like you, but I want to do the business for you. Okay? Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Who's ready for some recognition? Yeah! Let's do it. All right. Hey, to start us off, for the month of May, I'm going to start us off with a team, and then I'm going to go to individuals. So Aaron Lanning and Steve Costa for Costa Landing last month did 7 total deals for $3,196,000. Next up, for individuals, we had Tess Marquez out of Diamond Bar. She did 7 total deals by herself for, that can't be right. Oh yeah, $3,700,815. All right, our Scalio team and our Mark and Al team both hit over $6 million in total sales for the month of May. Wow. Huge. Miss Karen Myatt, with your partner Todd, closed 6 deals last month. She had the second highest commission per side out of any agent in the company at 3.27. It's funny. Yesterday I got a call from one of our agents, and she's like, "Man, things are really slow right now for me." And I'm like, I'm going through my results on my computer. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You were number 4 in the company last month. Miss Wendy De Leon closed 5 deals last month, so congrats to Wendy. Out of Covina, we had Jose Vasquez. He closed 4 deals, $1.87 million. So congratulations, Jose Vasquez out of Covina. All right, and out of our Hemet locations, 2 months in a row, Mr. David Hale closed 4 deals. And he also has a whopping 3% average commission per side. So, Dave, congratulations. All right, for our mentorship program, we have Mr. Jeremy Sellers and Miss Isis Bravo. Jeremy right now is mentoring about 7 different individuals. Last month, I'm not going to give raw numbers, but it was a lot of deals. He had 1 individual that closed 4 deals last month. One of his mentors, Natalie Wemmer. She's been with the brokerage for about 6-7 months. Started mentoring with Jeremy, got 4 deals, and 3 of them are escrow right now. So congratulations to you. And then Miss Isis Bravo. She's one of our loan officers here at for 21st Century, but she also does some mentorships. Currently, she has 6 open deals for loans. And for the people that she's mentoring, she has 3 listings that are currently open with Angel out of our Marietta office. So congratulations to you as well. Out of Oceanside, Rebecca, I got to give you a shout out. You got a big deal closed last month, so congratulations to you. Jake, you got your first listing, right? Yay! Let's get it. Congratulations. Out of Covina, Miss Iris Lamb, I don't know if you guys have met her. She is the absolute nicest person in the world. She's actually been on a tear. She's crushing it. She got 2 new deals in last month. They're both in escrow. So congratulations, Iris. A big one out of our Marietta location, and Angelica Palacios. Actually, she's stationed in Menifee, but she works out of Marietta a lot of time. She has 6 current deals right now, and I believe 4 of them are, 6 are in escrow, 2 new listings, and 1 more coming soon. So she has a total of 9 deals going on right now. So congrats to you, Angelica. To finish this off in real estate, Viviana Gutierrez out of Hemet. This is Frank Donnelly's mom. She's on Frank Donnelly's team, but she's never got a listing on her own. She finally got one last month. So congratulations, Viviana. Mrs. Debbie Green, the previous broker of Century 21 McDaniels and Associates. I've told this story 1,000 times. When we first did the acquisition, all she said is she wants to come back and kick some people's ass. So that was her goal, and she's doing it. She has 4 listings, and 3 of them are in escrow. So congratulations, Debbie. Miss Ruth, this is a tough one. Quasia out of Covina. She's currently 2 new listings that I believe are in escrow. So congratulations, Ruth. She just joined the brokerage. So. And then our $1 million escrow club for the month of May. So to start us off, we had Juan Carlos, We had Debbie Burke, we had the Scalio team, we had Mark and Al, we had Meg Middleman with 2, we had Karen Myatt, we had Harry Shaw, and we had Jeremy Sellers. So congratulations, you guys. Now for our 21st century lending. So I'm going to start off with Mr. Bryce. I saw him around here somewhere. Where's Bryce? Where you at?
There you go,
Let's
Bryce.
get it. There's the plug. Bryce got a deal closed last month. He had a deal closed the month before, and currently he's working multiple deals. So congratulations, Bryce. On 21st Century Lending side, we had Midori Ramsey. She got her NMLS license previously. She hasn't done a deal. She got her first loan. She put it in. It got same day approval, 1 day approval for that loan. So Midori, congratulations. And to finish us off for lending, we had Scott Steele again leading the show for our lending department. Last month he closed 6 total loans for $2.5 million in total sales volume, and currently this month he already has $2.5 million in sales volume. So congratulations, you, Scott. All right, my final plug for everybody, Agnes, if you please come up and join me. One thing that we see when we look at results is participation. I believe. Come on.
Sometimes I'm shy, take advantage of that.
Yes. I believe that I say it all the time. I believe there's 3 things realtors look for. They look for either money, they look for recognition, or they look to be a part of something. Someone like Agnes shows up every single day with that same go fire attitude. She shows up to the office. Most of the people that you just heard me announce on that list show up every single day. Karen, are you there every single morning before everybody else? Yes. I mean, they show up every day, they put in the work, and the results show. So Agnes, what do you have to say to everybody?
So yes, so welcome to Oceanside. This is the biggest energy and the biggest number we've ever had. Keep it going. Keep it going. And as I was telling Matthew and Keith, let's make it a jumping June and July and an awesome August for summer.
And to do what? Start
And
showing up in the office.
Start showing up in the office, prospect, lead follow up, and then go to the beach and then shower. In the
Ring the bell.
I just wanted to let you know this bell is very sacred. It only is I get irritated if it's not rung with solemnity. So please join me in ringing the bell.
Yeah.
Are we gonna dance now?
All right, I'm gonna release it over to our head recruiter.
So, yeah, so there's benefits to being here in person, and obviously watching that was one of them. But another one, and nobody saw it. I'm standing over here on the side, and no, I think it's better blurred. No, just leave it. No, it's not. Anyway, when Karen's production was announced, and when her son, the dance she did, I wish we could have turned the camera around and seen that. That was gold. I saw it from over here. But anyway.
We can do it again. Karen.
No, now that I called her out, no. All right. So I get the privilege of welcoming all the agents that affiliated since the last meeting. So if you've affiliated within a few days of the month, then we call you out right then and there. So since our last meeting. And I do apologize, we did miss one person on the slide, but I have him right here. So hold your applause till the end. We want to welcome Denise D'Angelo, Cynthia Harris, Anna Chang, Martin Zamora, Diego Dominguez, Kayla Nip, Jessica Lopez, Fabian Batista, Evelyn Wren, Courtney Cohen, Carissa Tran Nguyen, and Frank Garcia. Welcome, everyone. As usual, I plug the referral program because to this day I talk to people, especially when we keep adding more people.
It's always good to talk about what we do, and so we have a phenomenal referral program where we don't want you guys doing the heavy lifting. You just contact me, you give me their info, you give them our info, myself, Michael, or Grant. We contact the agent for you. We do the presentation, we do the song and dance. We let them know how cool.
We let them know all the great stuff that we provide. We don't oversell it. And then when they join, you guys get 10% of company dollar for life as long as you're both with the brokerage, which is a phenomenal revenue stream if you're bringing in the right people, right? So make sure that you guys are letting us know. We're on the Agent Resource Guide. You can email any one of us. We have the simplest. I think they knew how easy they had to make our emails. Mine's Eddie at FullRealtyServices.com. Grant's is Grant at FullRealtyServices.com. And Michael is Michael at FullRealtyServices.com. So you guys can email us. Our phone numbers are everywhere. I did want to leave you guys with one final thing because I like to leave a golden nugget. Our quote, my quote for this month is comes from Kenneth Blanchard. Asking for others' guidance helps you see what you may not be able to see. It's always important to check your ego and ask for help. And I think there's two pieces to that. One is being able to admit you're not perfect, and that's easier. That's easier to do. Knowing that you're not perfect, then you need help. So A, be okay with asking for help. I mean, you guys saw how many more support staff we put on the board, and I've always said, closed mouths don't get fed. So make sure you're asking for help. But beyond that, for those people that have it figured out, be okay with looking at what other people are doing. And I noticed that the people that are doing phenomenal is because they're taking a page from everyone's book. So be okay with asking, hey, what are you doing for this? Okay, that's a little bit different, but that little difference might make a huge impact on my business. So that's kind of the message behind that. And I'd much rather go before this next guy. So I'm going to introduce Robert.
Right, very good. Now, to Eddie's point, I do want to bring up something here, the power of asking for help, because what I've been doing the last couple weeks is I've been reaching out to other broker managers around the country just saying, hey, what are you doing to help your agents? How are you retaining agents? How are you getting agent production up? And it's amazing how many of them are like, yeah, let's go. And we set up half hour. Actually, it was funny. There's a company in Florida, Coldwell Banker Schmidt, that is well known in the Mike Ferry system. I mean, they're like impeccable in terms of production and retention, things like that. So I called them and I said, yeah, I want to pick your brain. They said, yeah, no problem. They set up a Zoom meeting. For the first 30 minutes, they were grilling me for questions. What do you do? How do you do this? How do you do that? And then at 30 minutes, they go, oh, do you have any questions? Like, yes, I was the one who set up the meeting. So yes, I do have a couple questions. But that's the power of asking, right? People are willing to help. The only people that are not willing to help me are other Century 21 offices, because we're kicking their ass right now and we're catching up to them, so none of them are returning any of my phone calls. So, such is life. All right, so I want to go over the state of the market, and then we're going to go over a couple production tips. So I want you to get out your pen and paper. We're going to write some numbers down. Who here is analytical? You're going to love this. Who here is a driver? I apologize in advance, but you're going to make it through. All right, first number to write down, 32,557, 32557. That is the number of active listings in the MLS at the end of May. 32,557. Great news about that. That's the highest it's been all year. Okay? Listings are up. Now, are they up year over year? No. Stop comparing year over year. Listings are up, right? Aaron Lanning, 7 closings in the last month. Listings are up, right? Listings are up. All right. Second thing I want you to write down, 15,307. 15307. That's the number of pendings. That's the number of deals that went into escrow in our MLS in May. Now, do you think that was higher or lower than the previous month? Higher. Higher. Listings are up. Pendings are up. This is getting fun. Third number, 18,609. Anyone want to guess what that represents? Closings. Now, here's what's really fun about closings. Is when you multiply it by 2, it doubles. Yeah. And there's 2 sides to every transaction, correct? Yeah. So here's the real number I want you to write down, 37,218. 37,218. That's how many sides were closed in our MLS in May. Do you think that was higher or lower than the previous month? Higher. Higher. Okay, so listings up, pendings up, closings up. Things moving, I like it. Okay, now I want you to write down a really fun number. 1.9 billion.
Billion?
Billion with a B. 1.9 billion. Does anyone want to guess what that represents? GCI, that's how much commission was paid out to real estate agents in the month of May just in our MLS. Not in the nation, not in California, just our MLS. $1.9 billion. Does anyone else get excited about the fact that there's $2 billion being handed out to people right now? I mean, okay, but Robert, the business is lower than last year. How much of $2 billion do you need a month? Okay? You want to know what's lower than transactions right now year over year? Anyone want to guess? What's lower than transactions year over year? Agent participation. Transactions are down 30%. I'll bet agent participation is down 50%. How do I know? We have a lot of agents. I don't know where the hell you are. And we're a pretty motivating company. Can you imagine what other companies are like? Whew, $2 billion. Now, so I wrote down here, some of you are getting your fair share. For the rest of you, how many times do you need me to say real estate agents in our market are making billions of dollars every month before you start taking massive action? So I want everyone to write down those two words, massive action. Underline it, highlight it, massive action. Money's out there. All right, I wrote down here next, days on market decreased for the 4th month in a row and is now down to 32 days. Decreasing. 4th month in a row. Now, here's a really exciting stat. I've been talking about this all week, so some of you already know the secret. Percentage of original price, which means what are homes selling for compared to list price. Now that number's increased 5 months in a row, but for the first time in almost a year, the average home in our market sold for above list price. Average home in our market sold for above list price. So we've been watching this trend. We've been saying that, hey, by June or July, the average home is going to be selling for above list price, and in May, the average home sold above list price. Do your buyers need to know that?
Yes.
Okay? So you need to call all your buyers and say, if you don't get off your ass and go buy a house now, it's going to be far more difficult in the next couple months. But what about rates? Stop with the rates. Stop with the rates. You can refinance later, but don't you want to get the house? It's going to be far more difficult. Are there people that maybe were interested in selling the second half of last year, but were concerned about the market?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone other than Keith?
Yeah.
Other than Keith and anyone else?
Yes. Sure.
Next point. We'll just talk about how to do a deal every now and then. Okay. Those sellers should probably be contacted, let them know that there was a U-turn. Average price per square foot increased again and is now at $579. Price per square foot increased again. It's now at $579. Now here's something funny. Write this number down, 416. 416. That was the average price per square foot in our marketplace 4 years ago. $416. It's now at $579. That's a lot. That's a lot. Now there's minor ups and downs over time, but typically in Southern California, over time, what do prices do? They go up. This is where you participate. Over time, do prices tend to go up or down in Southern California? All right, there you go. So for your buyers that are concerned about the market, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, 4 years ago, the average price per square foot was $416. Today it's at $579. Plan on living in the property for the next 5-10 years? Yeah, then don't worry about the ups and downs. It's going to go up. Does this make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, quick recap. Listings are up. Pendings are up. Closings are up. Price per square foot is up. Commission paid is up. Days on market is down. Homes are selling above list price for the first time over a year. If you're not excited about this at this point, and you're not going to take massive action today to get your share, then my suggestion would be to just give us your database. We'll work it for you and give you a 25% referral fee. And I am dead serious about that. Okay? That is available to everyone. This is your time to capture market share. Listings. Go get listings. Go get escrows. Go get your $2 billion. Agents are not working. They're not working. And the money is out there. So I want you to write this down. Be greedy. Be greedy. Anyone ever seen the movie Wall Street with Gordon Gekko? What's the famous line? Greed is good. I want you to know something. Greed is good. Be greedy. Put agents out of business. They're already going that way anyways. Just finalize it. Take their listings. Take their database. Does anyone know what an online lead is? I want you to think about this. An online lead is someone in your neighborhood that had a question about buying or selling real estate but didn't have a real estate agent they trusted. So they went to Zillow, Redfin, something like that, and they completed an information. That's how an online lead exists. Because they don't have an agent to contact. Do you think there's online leads in your neighborhood? Yeah. End it. There should never be an online lead in your neighborhood. They should say, I'm going to call Lucy. I'm going to call Kamal. I'm going to call Agnes. I'm going to call Ron. There should never be an online lead in your neighborhood. Massive action. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I wrote down here. You are in the right market, in the right company. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're in the right company. Okay? If you don't like me, that's normal. But there's other people here that you can talk to help you with your business. Okay? And you're in the right time. We just got to go get it. So here's what I'm going to end with. I wrote down 5 things for you to stop doing to increase your production. 5 things to stop doing to increase your production. So write these down. Number 1, stop hanging on to leads. Stop hanging on to leads. I heard Tony Smith tell me one time, you ever had a 1-year anniversary with a lead? Who gets who flowers? Stop hanging on to leads. If they're not motivated to buy or sell, they're not going to buy or sell. Okay? Don't get into that habit. But what if? No what ifs. Do you want to buy? Yes. Great. Do you want to sell? Great. Yes. But I'm just, no, not but I'm just. Okay? You don't have time. We got to go. The only thing we can control is our time and our energy. It's the only thing we can control is our time and our energy. Spend all your time and energy on have to buys and have to sells. Not the maybes, not the possiblies. Have to buys, have to sells. Okay? Second thing I wrote down here, stop watching / reading real estate news. Stop watching / reading real estate news. Because even when the news is good, they make it sound depressing. Because they always end it badly. Home prices are up, making it more difficult for buyers. Home prices are down, making it more difficult for sellers. Like even when it's good news, they make it sound depressing. Okay? Stop reading that. The news also mainly covers local or national real estate. National real estate. Okay, now, is it fair to assume that the real estate market in Oceanside, California is slightly different than the real estate market in Topeka, Kansas? Yes. Slightly different. Okay? So when you're reading, it's a different clientele. Same clientele. You know, same houses. That's national news. Know your local stats. Be a local expert. Tell the people in your market the local news. That's what's important to them. Okay? And here's the other thing about reading the news or about real estate stuff. You can find anything you want about real estate reading the news, yes or no? Yes. Just the other day. Okay? I'm not a big social media person, as most of you know. Okay? But I follow some business accounts. And here's this happened yesterday, just yesterday. Scrolling through, Elon Musk says home prices are going to plummet. Okay? Scroll through, 10 seconds later, Barbara Cochran says home prices are about to go through the roof.
Stick to that.
Okay. Well, one of them is worth $200 billion and the other one is a real estate guru, so which one is right? Who knows? The news is killing you. Get rid of that stuff. I wrote down number 3, stop waiting for business. Stop waiting for business. Okay? Is it fair to assume that the general public is a little bit confused about the real estate market right now? Yes. Is it fair to assume most real estate agents? Never mind. So when people are uncertain about something, do they freeze or get aggressive?
They freeze.
They freeze. Okay. So if they're frozen, they're not calling you. If they're frozen, they're not actively looking for business. They're not actively looking to make a move. You have to be the aggressor. You have to go find them. You have to make the calls. You have to hit the doors. You have to ask more questions. You have to dig deeper. You have to get aggressive. Some of you I see in the mornings, and I'm glad that you're there, but you write down, I'm making 10 contacts today. You've got to make more. If the number of transactions is down year over year, you need to make more contacts, have more conversations to find one deal. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
So you got to be the aggressor. Be the aggressor. Stop waiting for business. Go find it. All right, last 2 points. Number 4, I wrote down stop spending time on nonprofits. Stop spending time on nonprofits. So what do I mean by a nonprofit? Can you identify what sources are generating your business? And if you can, double down. And then identify which sources are not getting any business and stop doing those. I thought really hard about this one. Okay? Some of you, I use this example all the time, are still, I used to be an expired king in 2013. That was 10 years ago. You've closed one since. Stop calling them. All right? You're not closing any of them. Okay? I really want to get good at the for sale by owners. How many of you closed? None. Stop it. Where are you getting business from? I'm getting business from database. Call them more. I'm getting business from my farming. Do more farming. I'm getting business from probates. Do more probates. This is not a try out market. This is a find what works and go get more. And if it's not working, stop doing it. Go use what works, okay? I also wrote down here nonprofits. You don't need to spend 2 hours a day on admin. I wrote down here you don't need to spend a bunch of time checking out different CRMs. Pick one. I don't even care which one it is. Follow-up Boss, great. I hate Follow-up Boss. That's fine. Just pick one. Okay? Well, which dialer should I use? I don't care. Pick one. Where should I get the phone numbers? I don't care. Pick one. Okay? Just pick one and go. Too much time on, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? Just get it. Go. Call. Okay? For those of you that have been to Mike Ferry retreats a number of times, what percentage of your day should be on profit-based activities? Don't answer. What percentage of your day should be on profit-based activities? 80%. 75 to 80% needs to be on profit-based activities. Write down these letters. P-L-A-N. Plan. P stands for what? Prospecting. L stands for what?
Lead follow-up.
Lead follow-up. A stands for what? This is where I get sad. If you prospect and lead follow-up, you should get what?
Appointment.
Appointments. There you go. And N stands for what?
Negotiate.
Negotiating. That should be your day. Prospect, 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 lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiate deals. Prospect, 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 lead follow-up, appointments, go on deals. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, and then the last one I wrote down here, stop working by yourself. How many times have we heard so far today, God, the energy in here is amazing. Okay? I want you to know a little secret. Okay? Just between us. You can do this every day. You can just get dressed every day and come to the office. It's a real thing. Doors are open. Riley's here, keeping everything on track. You love the energy. Get engaged. Okay? Get engaged with the training. We could have the greatest trainers and coaches in the world, and I think within a brokerage level, I think we do have the best coaching and training there is. But we're not any good if you don't participate. I think we have the best marketing team, but they're not any good if you don't participate. I think we have the best recruiters, but they're not any good if you don't participate. I think we have great lenders, but they're not any good if you don't participate. Get engaged. Every one of the people that Matt mentioned, that of all those people doing all those productions, they're engaged every day. They're in the office, they're on the trainings, they're in coaching, they're engaged with the team, with everything like that. You've got to get engaged. Stop being a secret agent. Okay? I want you to remember this. You don't get this anywhere else. This company, 52 employees, doesn't exist anywhere else. The coaching, the training, the support doesn't exist anywhere else, okay? Like I said, I said this to somebody yesterday. This company is very humbling for me. Let me explain why. I think I'm pretty good at coaching and training real estate agents. Well, Robert's being egotistical. Wait, okay? I think I'm pretty good. So when agents come on board, I think, oh yeah, you know, the coaching and training. There are some agents in this company that can't stand the sound of my voice, but they love Cindy. And they go, I'm here for Cindy. Screw Robert. I don't want anything to do with him. And I'm like, wow, this is a humbling experience. If you ever want an ego check, I can share some stories with you. Get engaged. Get engaged with the company. This is the perfect time for you to stack up business. Don't be a secret agent. Get engaged. Get involved. Get into action. And the second half of the year is going to be the best second half you've ever had. That's all I got.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Fall right back here. I'm Greg. I head up our lending division. Nice to meet a lot of new faces. No doubt about that. I really appreciate the excitement and enjoyment, no doubt. But first thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that a lot of people, much like Robert had mentioned, feel like they're on an island. We have an innate ability to create relationships and partnerships amongst our lenders and our real estate agents and brokers alike, to the extent where we can complement one another and put more money in your pocket at the end of the day. And I do it like literally almost like a quote unquote quasi matchmaker, but on a regular basis of trying to align people. I know people well. I've been doing this for a really long time. I would never set anybody up for failure. So as a very quickie, got a call from a newer agent out of Marietta yesterday. I think it hit me at about 8:10 last night. Found out what it is that she was seeking, looking to do seminars, probate attorney involved, divorce attorney involved, looking for a lender to partner up with. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, I know who's going to be the best fit for you. But even from the standpoint of putting that together, making the call by probably 8:30 to 8:40 last night, you know, overwhelmingly, thank you. I'm not going to suggest that everything's a perfect world. But the other side of that, if things don't work out, once again, happy to intervene and help and do whatever needs to be done. So from a marketing standpoint, putting products, programs, anything together for what any ideas anybody's got, there's nothing out there that's silly stupid. Some of the most corny things out there work like gangbusters. You know, some folks would say, well, that's not my bag. I'm not comfortable doing that. Then don't do it. You got to feel good in your own skin. But from the standpoint of putting people together and aligning people for mutual success, we're very good at that. At the end of the day, nobody's retiring any one transaction. You got to do a lot of them to make the world go round. So from the standpoint of us, and to be as blunt as you possibly can with any referral source, you're as good as your last referral. You know, and it's pretty much every walk of life, every division that we have here. You know, we're judged on every transaction. You can do 99 perfectly well. You screw the pooch on one, you have a bad name for yourself. And anything that starts going sideways, you can always call me. You know, I'll never make anybody look bad. I'll never put anybody on the spot, but I'm happy to help with anything. So even from the standpoint of folks being on vacation, being sick, I can't get a hold of somebody, how many other transactions have you worked where you're chasing the loan officer and they're ghosting you because they don't know what to say, they're afraid to talk to you, they're afraid maybe to give you the blunt truth. That wouldn't be the case with us. So I'll get to the bottom of anything and help across the board. I've talked about this as a bit of a segue, but what we have right now in our loan processing division, it's like a shotgun blast. We probably have about 65, about 2/3 of our pipeline are the true A paper, good clean credit, conventional FHA, VA type borrowers. 2 out of 3 deals. The other 1 out of 3 deals are all over the page. They're going to be reverse mortgages for seniors that can't afford to make a payment. You know, they're going to be people that qualify with bank statements for income because they show no money to the IRS. They think they're smarter than the IRS and don't want to pay taxes. It's for people with lesser than good credit, the individual taxpayer identification number. We have construction loans working, rehab loan working. I bring this up because most of our competition focuses on such a finite piece of the industry that they're not going to get paid on anything that's out of the box. So anything that presents a little bit of a challenge, most of their lending relationships that they have are just, they're not set up and fit to do it. That would not be the case with us. And certainly we have people in our lending division that are going to take the good with the bad, just like we do in real estate, you know? So we're not talking about prima donnas. And if something is not working out for you, by all means, I'm happy to help and intervene. We've aligned through some of our bigger offices and branches, individual people that can service that particular office. You know, so in trying to set it up where people don't feel like they have to form their own relationships, I can help with that. But out of Arcadia, Covina, Chino, Long Beach, Diamond Bar, Corona, we have people that are identified that can handle that book of business and are the primary contact. We have other states that we're growing into. You know, shout out to all the loan officers that are handling these other states and kind of, you know, the new frontier. So I mean, we have people closing deals in Tennessee and Florida and Texas and Virginia. You know, Randy and Blake are crushing it with our lending division right now. You know, as far as developing new business relationships, new states, other Century 21 brokerages that want to do business with us as a lender all over the place. So there's definitely power in numbers. You know, to suggest that, you know, hey, you know, I just like a small mom and pop shop, and there's just way too many people or too many moving parts. I'm not going to suggest like any organization out there is fit for every person and walk of life. You know, different strokes for different folks. But I would say of the people that are working here, the reality of things is you're all in or you're all out. You know, and there's no middle ground. It's not like, well, I'm just going to do this little. I mean, you know, you either embrace what it is that we have to offer and you know, take advantage of it or not. I'd be remiss without going through current market rates as a quickie. So just this last week, I've had conversations with our Centurion Award winners that are frustrated with rates in the 7s. You know, when are rates going to come down? Rates are in the 7s. You know, others kind of cantankerous, frustrated, like I have anything to do with it. You know, hate to say it, don't shoot the messenger. But as quick updates, so there is a great ability in our industry to price rates up and loan officers make more money. So originators can make more money with that pricing differential. You get down to brass tacks of base rates, like what's bottom line, how low can these rates go with no cost to buy the rate down. We have conventional pricing right now at 5.999, and it's getting 0.383% of the loan amount as a lender credit. So what that means for every 100,000 loan amount is $383 as a lender credit at 5.999 on a conventional deal. Our FHA is at 5.5, no cost to buy the rate down. So 5.5 for a standard base rate FHA transaction. VA sitting at 5.5 as well. So the government loans are priced a little bit better. We're giving people options for everything. There are some transactions out there that people would say, no, you know, I want to do this as, you know, as a conventional 3% down payment. We'd be remiss in not at least offering the FHA if you're within the same loan limits. And then you can pick a winner. And 9 times out of 10 right now, the way that loans are priced out, the FHA is going to beat the conventional loan for that same price point. They're going to get into a lower payment at a better rate, and you pick and choose. You want to take the conventional loan? Have at it. You know, I'm not here telling anybody how to live their life, but options work very well on the lending side of things. The option close is an absolute winner. Here's 2 or 3 options. Which one makes most sense for you and your family? You know, rather than go back to anybody and say, here's one option, do you like it or don't you? Okay, so presenting options for people, working with them, you know, trying to obviously align every single thing it is that they're seeking, excellent, but you know, the reality of things is, you know, it's everybody wants their cake and eat it too, you know, so I would like to accommodate and get the best of the best. Rates are going to eventually come down. The people that are buying right now within the next year to year and a half are going to take advantage of a rate reduction refinance and get the rate and payment they're taking right now much lower. And these people are in the 750, 800,000 price point, and you reduce your rate by 1 point, that's $8,000 in interest a year. You're talking almost like $650, $700 in payment reduction. So I'm not saying get in and make a bad decision and get into a home you're going to regret, but in another
respect, I think we're in a temporarily higher interest rate market, it's not going to be here forever. So there will be opportunities for people to take advantage of lower rates, get that payment down. And certainly if you're working with us, and in as a team, there's just additional business on down the road as well. You get your license, you can get paid. So there's good opportunities to increase your earnings as well. That is all that I have. Happy to help on any which way that I possibly can. So that would be a gross understatement. You can call me anytime. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Oh, microphone. I'm sorry. That was the only thing I was supposed to read.
And I told you.
Good morning, everybody. I am happy to be here, and I want to report that my most excitement here is that I'm getting calls. My phone is ringing all day long. People are starting to call and ask questions about their transactions. That's what I'm here for. Call me, call Terry, but for sure, if you have any questions, make sure you're reaching out to call me. And I need to tell this to everyone who's listening, is if I don't get back to you, probably by the end of the day, but for sure in 24 hours, it means that somehow it's not on my radar, so please follow up with me. Okay, so I want to tell you this month, the rest of the month, we do legal update every Monday at 3:30. On next coming Monday, we're going to do an overview of mechanics liens for anyone who just has very little familiarity, wants to know what's about mechanics liens. The CAR is coming out with a June forms release. The June forms release has 4 new forms and 62 revised forms. Okay, so I looked at some of them. I looked at the TDS because it's one of them, and it added one sentence. I mean, do I want to point out that sentence to you? Yes, but I'm saying they're not all huge changes. So on June 19th at 3 o'clock, we're going to go over all of the changes to the documents in the MLS because they're going to be active June 26th or 24th or something like that. June 26th. So please join us on June 19th to go over the new and revised forms. On June 26th, I'm going to talk about contracts in general, not necessarily just real estate contracts, but you have a familiarity of everything I learned in contracts in law school, which I think I can do in 30 minutes.
That's awesome.
So anyway, we'll be doing that. So those are this month's classes. Please join in. Feel free to ask questions. Look forward to talking or seeing all of you on Zoom. Bye.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Bree. I'm part of our marketing team.
Yeah, Bree!
I just want to let you guys know a few new things that we have going on in our brokerage. We have our agent resource guide. So I know we have a few new agents who have joined us, and if you have been with us and don't know what it is pretty much a guide to everything that we have to offer within our brokerage. So it has everyone's phone numbers, emails, it's a directory, it has follow-up boss stuff, so I would definitely scan that if you don't have the link yet. It has everything that you need. And then going into Telegram, this is our in-brokerage communication systems. I would highly recommend joining like all of the offices that are near you. It's a great spot to kind of message. If you are a new agent, you can ask for open houses, or if you have any questions, you can ask for referrals, get to meet our agents or anything that's going on in those offices. And we also do all of our updates that we have within our brokerage. So it's a great place to kind of stay and connect with all of our agents. And then we have our coaching on demand, which is super awesome. I know Robert is a great person to ask about that. If you ever have any questions, if you want to join our coaching, or if you want more information, definitely scan that, or you can talk to Robert afterwards as well. And then our concierge service. So each of our offices has a concierge team member, and what that is our marketing team. So we have, our girls will be able to do any of the requests that you're asking for. There should be a QR code in the front. If you scan that, it takes you to a Google Forms, and you can request anything from flyers to video editing to social media posts, open house, anything that you need, we can do. If you don't see options on there, you have any questions on social media, our Moxie websites, 21 Online, go to one of the girls in the front, and we're all here to help you guys. And then last but not least is Follow Up Boss. So that is our in-house CRM tool, and it's a great way to kind of get all your data in one spot. Hunter is your go-to, and his information is also in the agent resource guide, or you can just scan that to kind of get in touch with him. And then going into the next slide, super exciting event we have coming up. We have the 2023 Superstar Retreat. So if you are not If you're not signed up, I highly recommend it. I have heard nothing but great things every time that our agents go. It's a great way for you guys to all go as a brokerage, with your fellow agents. The deadline to sign up is on June 28th. And we also have discounted tickets of $100. I believe we have to reach out before purchasing them?
Yep, you can reach out to Stephanie.
Okay. Reach out to Stephanie, and her email is stephanie@fullrealtyservices.com. If you are wanting to go, get your $100 ticket. That is going to be July 18th through July 21st.
We have 115 people that have already signed up, guys.
Yes.
115.
Super exciting stuff. And then our next monthly Connect is going to be at our Marietta location on July 6th. The address is just below. It's going to be a lot of fun. We have some new updates, and it's a great way, another great turnout like we had today. And then there's more. We also have a super exciting training today, and that's going to be with Ron Cronin here in our Oceanside office. It's a skills training at 12:15. It's super awesome. If you're already here, I recommend you stay. If you're on Zoom, recommend you stay on Zoom and stay in his training. He's great, and you have a lot to learn from him. And any questions and answers? Thank you.
All right, guys, that's a wrap for today. By the way, let's just give Bree another round of applause. This is my first time having her step in front of people. As much as you guys think that you're not intimidating when you're all looking up here, you're rather intimidating, and so thank you so much for jumping up. Guys, great meeting. Thank you guys for making the trip if you guys came in from afar. Thank you to all of the new brokerages that have joined the company. We're so excited to work with you guys and continue to grow together, okay? Have a great day.